Welcome. As for today, we're going to discuss about the learning and teaching program. We picked the school from Novatus Secondary School, and the strand that we picked is Social Science Organization and Process, Substrand United Nations Organization. As for week one, the containing learning outcome is evaluate and explain the role of the United Nations in promoting world peace, stability, and prosperity. The meaning learning outcome is for students to describe the history and the United Nations, particularly its role in peacekeeping. Uh, they will be covered for lesson one. The time allocated for them is 40 to 60 minutes. The learning and teaching that will be focused on is the introduction to United Nations and the creation and its creation to the history and its main object. Moving to the teaching strategy, interactive lecture, the videos, presentations, and the formation of the UN, which will be discussed on the class, and the student activity, which student will be watch the documentary of the UN history, and the group they will do the group discussion. As for the resources, we took this from the UN history video and the projector and the handout, and also for the map. The remarks, it will be focused on building foundational knowledge of the UN. Moving to the second week, which is will be week 2, lesson 2 will be covered, and the CLO will be explain the role of the UN in maintaining world peace and stability. The MLO will be students should identify the UN peacekeeping mission and describe the UN works to prevent and resolve conflicts. The time allocated will the same as the lesson 1, which will be 40 to 60 minutes, and the learning teaching focus will be the UN peacekeeping effort and the case study of the where the UN take place. The teaching strategy, the case study method, and the group research and the group work. Student activity, student will identify the UN case study and its mission. Example, the UN case study in Africa and so forth. Assessment strategy, there will be assessment for the students in the case study report and the discussion also. The resource will be on the case study material projector, and also they will be looking at the world map and articles on peacekeeping. And the remarks will be including diverse case studies for a comprehensive view. Thank you. Now it will be
Okay, moving on to the week 3. Our CLO, it says assess the UN impact on global security and the role of the Security Council. Our meaning learning outcomes, students can evaluate the effectiveness of the UN Security Council in the maintaining global peace. Lesson 3, and the time allocated is 40 to 60. The learning and teaching focuses. The role of the UN Security Council, its structure, powers, and decision-making process. The teaching strategies, role play, class debates, video analysis. The student activities, they will participate in a role play as members of the UN Security Council, debate a conflict situation. The assessment strategies, peer assessment of role-playing participation, written reflection on the Security Council effectiveness. And the resources will be the role-playing cards, projector, handout, and security, and also council structure. And the remarks, it's a focus on developing critical thinking through role-playing. Moving on to the week 4. The CLO, it says to understand how the UN promotes stability and prosperity through sustainable development, and global cooperation. And the learning outcomes, or the MLO, it says the student can describe the UN's efforts in promoting sustainable development and global prosperity, example through SDGs. It says lesson 4, and the time allocated also 40 to 60 minutes. And the teaching focuses says sustainable development and goals, or the SDGs. Teaching strategies, group research, project-based learning. And the student activities, research and create a group presentation on one of the SDGs. Assessment strategies, group presentation, assessment, and the peer feedback. The resources, they will be used the SDGs resources, internet access for research presentation and software. The remarks, encourage a creativity and collaboration in student work. Thank you.
Moving on to week to week 5. Term 1 of week 5. The CLO is to explain the relationship between the UN and the other international organizations in promoting peace and prosperity. Moving on to our meaning learning outcome, which is MLO. Students can describe how the UN collaborates with other global organizations to address world challenges. Moving on to our lesson. The lesson is lesson 5. Oh my god, wait. Moving on to our learning and teaching focuses, the UN's partnerships, collaborations with the WHO, which is WHO and WTO and other organizations. Moving on to our teaching strategies, class pickup, virtual collaboration, research-based learning. Moving on to the student activities, research, the collaboration between the UN and another international organization. Moving on to assessment strategies, written report on the UN's international partnership. Moving on to the resources, articles on the UN partnership, internet access, guest speaker resources. Moving on to our remarks, focus on real world application of the UN's partnership. Moving on to term 1 of week 6, our CLO, or the content learning outcome, is critically evaluate the success and challenges of the UN in promoting world peace, stability, and prosperity in the 21st century. Our meaning learning outcome, or our MLO, students can critically assess the UN effectiveness in addressing current global challenges, example, climate change and conflict. Moving on to our lesson. Lesson 6, time is 40 to 60 minutes. Our learning and teaching focuses is critical evaluation of the UN's role in contemporary global issues. Our teaching strategies is class debates, group discussions, critical thinking exercises. Moving on to our student activities, debate on the success of the UN in addressing contemporary global issues, example, climate change and war. Moving on to our assessment strategy, assessment on debate participation and reflective essays. Moving on to our resources, articles on UN current challenges, debate guidelines, and internet resources. Moving on to our remarks, foster critical thinking and global awareness.